Hey guys, Jared with Trident Fly Fishing, and today we're going to be tying a classic saltwater pattern, the Seaducer. It was originally tied by Homer Rhodes and has become a staple in a lot of people's fly boxes. I like to fish it for a variety of species. It works well in skinny water. It lands softly because it's nice and light, and it suspends in the water. Very versatile pattern. You can change the colors and vary the density of the fly, and you can even add lead wire to it. I'm going to be using mono thread to start this. If you haven't tied with mono, it's pretty slippery, so I like to start it up the hook shank and bring it back. So the first thing I'm going to do is just tie in some flash. I'm just going to grab 2 pieces of Flashabou, 2 or 3, maybe 4, and fold them over my thread and tie them in on top of the hook shank and bring them back. This is going to be my flash tail. And next, this is a really simple pattern. So it's only going to use 2 materials, flash and hackle. So I have a grizzly tan hackle. I'm just going to grab 2 of them, measure them to be a hook shank and a half in length. And I like to tie these splayed. It gives a wider profile, and then when you pause, they go from collapsing to splaying out. And for me, I think it's a good trigger. Also, if you fish this for freshwater bass, I think it looks a lot like a frog. So just tie those in, kind of position them where you want them. Bring that forwards, get them down there good. Yep. So next, I'm just going to take 2 hackles, same color, same kind, strip the barbs to prepare them, and tie them in on my side of the hook shank. Just bring that forwards. You don't have to be too neat with this because you get to cover all of your thread wraps. So now all I need to do is just palmer this forwards. So just get that going. And then nice touching turns up the hook shank. All right. Tie that off. And then grab 2 more hackles. And again, prep them by stripping the barbs. Tie them in on your side of the hook shank. Get them nice and tight. Trim those off. And palmer those in the same way as the other ones. These stems are pretty thick, so sometimes it's hard to get them to wrap at first. That's okay. Alright, so just continue those forward and just make sure everything's laying back nice and neatly, or as neat as you can be. All the way right up behind the hook eye. And then tie those off. All right. Let's trim it. Kind of pull everything back so you don't have anything sticking over the hook eye. Create a little head. And then whip finish. So when I whip finish with mono, it's a pretty slippery material, so I like to do 2 whip finishes at least. That way nothing comes undone. And then just add a little bit of head cement. And that's it, guys. The Seaducer. It's a great pattern. Works really well in skinny water, especially when you have fish laid up. You know, it lands softly, it doesn't spook them. I like to fish it on either a floating line or an intermediate line because the fly itself is neutrally buoyant. You can add lead to the shank here and get it to sink deeper. You can change up the colors, obviously. You can change up the density of the hackle and you can fish it with splayed hackles or facing each other, so you get a thinner hackle profile. And you can get all the materials at tridentflyfishing.com. Thanks for watching.